Hey, welcome back to another episode of Five Lakes Garage. And today is a good day because right now I have a camera dude. It might be a little shaky, but it's going to get the job done. So one of the things that we're going to go over today is something, it's a skill that you don't use that often, but when you need it, it would be fantastic to have. All right, when you're off-road and you're out on the trail and stuff like that, tires is your lifeblood. You got to have tires in order to get off the trail. So sometimes you might need to break a bead. Sometimes you might need to take the tire off a rim so you can put another one on. There's a bunch of different reasons why you would do this. Now, most of the time you can just go straight to a tire shop and they will take it off and put one on for you. That does cost money, but if you're in the middle of the trail, you can't exactly go over to the tire shop. I guess you could if you had a buddy. You should always wheel with a buddy. But we're going to do this here in the shop where it is not as nasty as it would be out on the trail. So these are the things you're going to need to take your tire off your wheel. First thing you're going to need is tire and a wheel. So we have this. We actually scored. There's going to be another video out there about going to a Jeep salvage yard. It's a father and son team. They're over on the East Coast of North Carolina. Fantastic place. Check out that video. I'll put a link down below. Fantastic customer service. I mean, top-notch customer service. In today's day and age, it's really hard to find really good customer service, and they had it. Good old boys, country, just very nice, very respectful. Just all around good group of guys. But anyway, so I scored these wheels. They will be going on the Wagoneer. I got 4 of those. I got a hood way over there. I got a 727 transmission. So hopefully the Wagoneer will be up and running here in the next, I don't know, a week maybe? We'll see. It's supposed to start raining. So maybe I'll start doing some shop stuff. Once we get that up and running, we will definitely video that because it would be fantastic if I can get that back on the road. Also, just keep in mind that if I do fall out of frame, it's because my cramming dude's got to fix his hair.
Stop.
Anyway, so this is the other things you're going to need. Just about every off-road rig has a high lift jack. We're going to go over some safety features about a high lift jack. It is very dangerous. You must respect it. But we'll be using that. We also need lube. You should always use lube. Now, dish soap actually works really well because you can wash it off. If you use, let's say you use some penetrating oil or something like that, depending on your rim. Most of the rims around here are steel. Doesn't make a difference. Use it if you want it. But it is harder to get off. And also, if you have aluminum rims like these are, it might have a corrosive additive in there that will actually destroy your rims. Okay, so always use your lube. Now, the other things you're going to need. Now, they do make specific tools to be doing this, and they're called spoons. I don't have any spoons, and I've done this so many times. I probably should go get some spoons, but I don't have it, so I just have pry bars and a flat bar, and it would be just fine. So, something else you're going to need. Now this little tool comes in very handy, especially if you're wheeling. And that is a valve stem tool. Now this little hook right here, when you pull out your valve stem core, I don't know if I can actually see this because it's so tiny. Anyway, there's your core. And what you want to do is actually, this will be inside this valve stem, which I'll show you that here in a second. And then you rotate this and you unscrew this. Now what that's going to do is just let all your air out, because you don't want air in it while you're trying to take it off the bead. Also, this particular type of tool has, if you're trying to put a valve stem in, you can screw this onto your valve stem, grab it, and pull it, and be able to get it to seat. So anyway, let's get started on this guy. First step, take out your valve stem. Take the tool. There you go. Now, like I said, you're just going to stick it in and unscrew it. You can hear the air coming out. There she goes. All right, one thing you have to do is keep a hold of it. All right, so I got the valve stem out. Always, all right, just gonna whistle to you. Always keep in your finger because it will shoot across the room. Or if you're on the trail, you can lose this very easily. I actually carry extra ones in the CJ for that very same reason. All right, so this is what the inside of a rim. This is one that I've already taken off. As you can see, looks all nice and hasn't cleaned it yet. But you have this groove right here. The reason why this groove is here is so that when you break the bead, now this is one bead, this is the other. Now these rims right here, if you look right there at the seam, there's a lip. And that is the lip you're trying to break off. You're trying to get the tire over that so it'll go inside your groove. Now your groove, one side will be here, and that gives you enough room for the other side to be able to pry it up over the actual rim itself. Now, one thing that you want to try to do, see if I can find it, there it is keep your weight on there. The only reason why you want to do that while you're taking it off is when you're prying up, pry on the weight so you don't ding up your rim. These are aluminum, so they are soft, but they're strong, but we don't want to ding these up. We want to clean them and we want to refurbish them. All right, so all the air is out of my tire. Now the other thing you're going to need is something heavy. Now usually I use my Dodge for this, and that's pretty heavy. But I'm going to use the CJ because it's right here. And so I have my D-ring and I have my high lift jack. Now the high lift jack, you should always respect it. This thing will take your head off. And you don't want to do that. So all right, so the first thing you want to do is put it on your D-ring, or side of the truck or whatever, and make sure that it is nice and secure because you do not want that to fall off. Also, down here on the foot, and basically what you're doing is just pushing down on the tire, and it's going to break that bead all the way around. Now, the way the high lift jack works, okay, so you have two pins, one for up, one for down. Now this little lever right here will, if it's in the up position, you're actually lifting up. If you throw this down, usually you got to use your foot. There you go. So now you're going to go down. Flick it back up to go back up. Watch out. Now, why do I say that this thing can take your head off? All right, well this pole that's in my hand, you should always have a firm grip on it. If you can use two hands, use two hands. Because the entire weight of this Jeep is going to be coming through this pole. So as I'm pushing it down, there's resistance, see? All right. Now, if you had this Jeep jacked all the way up, that's a lot of weight. This is what takes people's heads off. You do not want to take your eye off of it. Now, so what we're going to do is I'm going to stand on this side, because as I'm jacking this down, it's going to want to lift up the tire. So, you slowly. All right, so the Jeep is almost up off the ground on that side, but we haven't quite broken the bead. Now these tires have been on these rims for a long time, so they're probably going to be pretty stuck. Most of the time I'll put some lube around the rim itself, and it slowly will seep in. Ain't got that kind of time. So as I have it up, I'll put a little bit of lube on it and work my way around. So I'm going to let all the pressure off of this, move the tire, start again. So basically you're just going to slowly go all the way around, and it'll finally break the bead. Once you do the one side, you flip it over, do the other side. But these things have been on there for a lot of years. So we want to let the pressure off of this. So we're going to go up here, pull your handle down. Okay, so what we want to do, see that one clicked in, so now we're secure. But that one comes up. Now the entire Jeep pressure is on this handle. Go up, down. Never take your hand off the handle. All right, now once it goes without any pressure, it just falls. So keep an eye on that. All right, so the bead is broken off the top. And as you can see, there you go. All nice and broken off the top. Did not mess with the rim at all. I just pushed down on the tire itself. Now this it doesn't really mess up the tire, but when you take it to a shop, it actually does a lot better of a job. But we're gonna be okay. So now we gotta do the other side. Now the back side is a little bit harder to do than the front side, but it is exactly the same premise. Now I got a feeling this side is gonna take a long time. So we're gonna fast forward this until you can see the whole thing. All right, so we got both beads are broken, front side and back side. Now, just keep in mind, if you start lifting up your truck too high, then it might slide over. So again, be very careful. It's very dangerous, but if you respect it, you should be fine. So I'm gonna get this guy off, and then we're gonna have to pressure wash this thing, and we're gonna refurbish them. Let's go. All right, so this is where your lube comes in, very handy. Only because if it is dry, you will destroy this tire trying to get it off, especially since I don't have spoons. I have pry bars, but if you're very careful, you should be okay. Especially if you use enough lube. So we're just gonna squeeze a bunch of lube in between the rim and the tire. There you go. Now, make sure it's all nice and in there. There we go. Ugh. It's like I just sneezed on myself. So, yeah, bring a towel because it gets lubey. All right, so remember when I was telling you about the weight? I want to take my pry bar, I'm going to stick it inside. Make sure your other side is down in that lip, and then you're just going to pry it up. And now I'm up. So I use this one right here. I use this pry bar here not to pry it up or to try to dig in there because it is kind of sharp and it might damage the tire or the rim. But I keep it in there enough to where it doesn't try to fall back in. But I'm not quite to that point yet. So I got my other one in. All right. So this right here, don't take too much at one time. You could hurt your rim. There you go, just put it this way. Okay, so now you got enough lube. Yeah. All right, so now since I have this guy in there, I'm getting my pry bar back out. There you go. So I'm just gonna leave that there just to keep this from going back into the other side. So now, actually I like this one better. So if you look at my pry bars, this one right here is a lot skinnier than that one. So I'm gonna use this one to pry up so it does not damage that much. Anyway, dig it in, pull it right up, see? And then once you get to a certain point, you could, that's where the lube comes in. Once you get it broken, there you go. Oh look, we're not done yet. So, the easy part about this one right here is that it's already in the loop or in the groove. We're gonna take our pry bar, and actually this one's very easy. You're gonna stick it in there. We're gonna stick our other pry bar, if you can, because this one right here will actually slide in. It's kind of a pain in the butt. There you go. All right. So then you grab the other one, and then you just work your way around. Almost playing leapfrog. And again, once you get to this point, it should pop right out here real soon. There she goes. right, so it is a workout, especially if you had some really old ones. The ones that I took off the Wagoneer the first time, I was out here for hours. And I was definitely winded. But these tires here are still in decent shape. They are a little bit old. But I'll probably throw these on Craigslist if you're interested in them. They are 31 by 10.5 15s. But I'll have these out on Craigslist here real soon. Now the rims, my plans for those is I'm going to pressure wash them first, make sure they're nice and clean. I might have to sand them. Maybe I'll put spray some protecting coating on there, just so when we're cleaning it, it actually cleans up pretty well and pretty easy. But anyway, sorry, I am way out of shape. This quarantine is killing me. But anyway, yeah, 4 tires. Now they're off. I can sell these. I'm gonna clean them up first. I'm gonna clean up the rims. And yeah, it's a skill that you don't use that often, but it's good to know. And that you have that opportunity or that, or the need, if you ever had to take your tire off your rim. But if you have the time and you have the money, go take it to a shop, because it's a whole lot easier when they just push a pedal and it breaks both beads at the same time. So anyway, comment down below if this actually helps, and we'll do some more of these. But until next time, just get in your garage and work it. Get a workout in. Just take your tires off of rims. Anyway, catch you later.